What was like the first game that you can recall playing that had dating mechanics in it?
Yeah, so there's a little rare game that came out on the PlayStation. I think it was like 1999 called Thousand Arms.
Oh yeah,
Are
okay.
you joking?
Right?
I literally pulled up the Wikipedia to talk about that game tonight.
I'm gonna cry. It's very hard to
Oh
find
my
other people
God.
that have played Thousand Arms. So when I get very excited about this game. So back in the day when I was a teenager, I loved JRPGs, hence like Final Fantasy VII. And this is one of those games that I just randomly picked up at the game store, and I was like, Thousand Arms, this seems cool. It's got like a cool anime like cover. There's a cute girl, there's a spunky hero guy, and then it was like a dating element. I was like, well, sure. Like I've written enough fan fiction by the time I was 15 that I was like, Thousand Arms seems good. And I played it and I was like obsessed. Like, this was the first game that I ever played that had a dating element in it. And for those of you that don't know, it's a JRPG, but you also get to play as, I think his name is Mice, right? The main character. And you have a plethora of ladies that join your group, and you can go on dates with them in between like the story arc, and like you can end up with one of them too. And it's just like, it blew my mind as like a 15 or 16-year-old that like this was a thing. And I was like, dating in games?
It's kind of like Sakura Wars, like a little bit in that sense.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, what was really crazy. So I the same thing happened to me. I had just finished Suikoden 2. Suikoden 2. And I went to find a new game because I was losing it. And I'd already played through Wild Arms and Wild Arms 2 over and over again. I had nothing else going on. And then I saw this, and they had a like collector's edition. Like a map. And
yes, I had that.
Yes. The map and the coin and the soundtrack and all the stuff with it. And I was like, okay, I don't even know what the hell's happening here, but I'm into it.
Yeah.
And I got home, and that was it. That was my entire life for like 6 weeks. It was just me sitting there on the floor playing this game over and over again, trying to figure out which one of these girls was going to make my sword better.
Yeah. Did you ever beat it?
No.
I got legitimately, this is one of the hardest games I've ever played.
It is.
Too,
it's so hard.
Because there's a point, it's not spoilers, but you get sent to another location. It's the final like area, and you literally cannot go back once you get to this location. And I was so underleveled at this location that I could not touch the final boss.
Oh, wow.
And so to this day, I have never beaten it. I actually had to look up the ending on YouTube like 10 years later.
Same thing. I did because the same thing.
I was so desperate to know what happened.
I mean, that sounds like a good game for you to stream there too, Anne.
Yeah, I should restream it. I have all my OG CDs too.
Listen. This game is so difficult. And also, they tell you nothing. They tell you nothing. And also, David, you mentioned Sakura Wars. It's made by the same people.
Oh, Sakura Wars is by Atlas as well?
Yes.
So
that
makes sense.
By Red Company. It's incredibly difficult. There was not another game I had ever played like it. And it became an obsession for me to find other games where like dating was a component to another style of gaming I loved. Because like I can play an RPG and there's like a romance element to it, and I can like do all, and like it was a hardcore element. It wasn't just a side piece situation. You had to date in order to progress.
That's like the main core mechanic of the game. Yeah,
you needed those women in your life to make your weapons work.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't use a forge without these women. Do you understand? Like it was intense.
So, Candice, were there any other like early games that you can recall with the dating elements?
Honestly, that was the first one I ever played, and after that, I was just like, nothing else really was as intricate as that one. I mean, every game I had played that had somewhat of a dating element paled in comparison to Thousand Arms.
Agreed.